2023 was a huge year for gaming, from big games like Baldur's Gate 3, which is now my favorite game of all time, to Hogwarts Legacy, which was my most anticipated game of 2023. Last year was so stacked for gaming that the Game Awards kind of came under a little fire for how they handled the awards. Like what? Bunch of Spider-Man 2 fans crawling out the walls going, yeah, why didn't you win? Look, guys, I love Spider-Man 2 this year. It's on my list, alright? It's on the bloody list, but goddamn, it didn't deserve Game of the Year, please. But now that we're in 2024, I have decided to do my top 10 games of 2023, but I will preface that not all games on this list were actually out in 2023. Some of these came out before 2023, and the reason for that is because I didn't play every game in 2023. I still am yet to play Alan Wake 2, guys. I'll get around to it, but I didn't play it, so it's not on the list. I'm sorry. So without further ado, in no particular order, here are my top 10 games of 2023. First up on the list is Diablo 4. I actually really enjoyed Diablo 4. Did I play the end game? Absolutely not. Did I play all of the story up to about level 50? Absolutely. I genuinely had fun with the story. I loved the lore. The combat was a lot of fun. Burning stuff as my sorcerer was amazing. Wait. Bosses were actually pretty cool, to the point where I had to do a top 5 list for bosses in Diablo 4. Like, the bosses were pretty goddamn good. I didn't care for the endgame though. I did stop playing once I hit about level 50, once I finished all the story stuff and all of that. I didn't really care to do the season stuff. I know that's sort of the point of Diablo 4. I might be playing the game wrong, but I did enjoy how I played it, so that's why it's on this list. Next up on my list is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I did a couple videos on this game, and let me tell you, the story was amazing. Combat was such an upgrade from Fallen Order. The customization was relentless. There was so much customization, from the way Cal looked to your lightsaber. I loved every bit of it. I love customization in games, and I'm so glad Jedi Survivor took what Fallen Order had with its somewhat limited lightsaber customization and just went, you know what, do whatever you want with Cal. Do whatever you want with his lightsaber. Go nuts. Go nuts. Here's all the bloody options. Fantastic. There were particular story beats and plot twists that I just didn't see coming. And honestly, besides a couple episodes of Ahsoka, this might have been the best thing that came out of Star Wars last year. I love Star Wars. I love Cal Kestis, and I'm interested to see where it goes from here. I know there's another one coming out. That this was meant to always be a trilogy. However, Stig Asmussen recently left the studio, so it's kind of up in the air on how this next game is going to go, but I'm interested to see where it goes. The third game on my list is Final Fantasy XVI. This was a big surprise for me. This came out of nowhere for me. I knew Final Fantasy XVI was coming out, but I had no intention of picking it up and playing it. I played Final Fantasy 15 and some of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm still yet to finish the 7 Remake. I need to do that before Rebirth comes out in Feb. But 16 just sort of came out of nowhere. I had no interest until I played the demo, and the story and the music gripped me. The music is so good. There's a reason why it won Best Soundtrack at the Game Awards, guys. The soundtrack is so good. Find the Flame in particular, that song gets me pumped. I'm going to listen to that at the gym today. Screw it. I'm listening to that song at the gym. The soundtrack is so good for this game. The combat is pretty fun, but the music and story are really what make this game. It's very much like a Game of Thrones if it was Final Fantasy. It has that feel to it. It feels more mature for a Final Fantasy game, which took me by surprise. But I loved this game. I'm yet to finish it though. Everything sort of came out this year and I lost track of time, and I didn't get time to play Final Fantasy 16 because Baldur's Gate 3 came out about a month or two after. But I will, again, get around to finishing this because I genuinely love this game, and I want to see what's next in the story, how everything's going to end up, and I'm genuinely keen to get back into this. Next on the list is, by no means a surprise, it's Hogwarts Legacy. Of course, it was my most anticipated game of 2023, and it did not disappoint. I really enjoyed the combat. However, the story was pretty mid. The story was so mid. The voice acting for the main characters especially was, yikes. Some lines of dialogue needed to be redone, guys. I don't know who needs to hear that, but some of them needed to be redone. Puzzles were somewhat interesting as well. I liked having to use, obviously, spells to sort of work out puzzles and do all that kind of thing. But my favorite thing about the game was just the atmosphere, the music, the nostalgia, and being able to be my own wizard at Hogwarts, exploring the castle, exploring the grounds around the castle, going through Hogsmeade. Yeah, it was just a really enjoyable game. I recently did the Hogsmeade DLC on the PS5, and it sucks that that's like an exclusive like DLC thing for the PS5. I know it's meant to come out for PC this year, but that is probably the best mission in the game. Hands down, it felt the most Harry Potter, if that makes sense. And it was so cleverly done. I thought it was really a cool, different feel to the rest of the game, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, like I said, the story was mid, but the rest of the game is good. I think a lot of people forgot about this game because it came out in Feb, and then Jedi Survivor came out, Diablo 4 came out, Final Fantasy 16 came out, Spider-Man 2 came out, Baldur's Gate 3 came out, you know, Alan Wake 2. It all just kind of got pushed to the side. I know a lot of people are saying, why wasn't it nominated for anything in the Game Awards? That's probably why. This year was stacked. Hogwarts Legacy, if it had come out any other year, guys, it probably would have been nominated for something. But this year was so stacked for games that 2023 was nuts. So I'm not surprised it didn't get nominated for anything. I would have argued that it could go in Best Soundtrack, but hey, Final Fantasy XVI was always going to win that for me, so.
That's really not funny.
Next up is Spider-Man 2. I loved the first Spider-Man game. I loved Miles Morales. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero in general. In Marvel and DC, Spider-Man is my favorite. This game had a fantastic story. It had moments I wasn't expecting. I sort of predicted who Venom was very early on. I sort of worked that out when one of the devs was like, it's not Eddie Brooke. And I'm like, well, it can only be on one other person in my book. So, and it was that person. So that was a bit unfortunate that it was very easy to work out that plot point. I would have liked that to be a surprise for me, but yeah, this game was pretty good. It improved upon the last one immensely. Nothing major, which again is probably why it didn't win anything at the Game Awards, because it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't that next level exactly. It was good. It was next level from the previous games to a certain degree. The web wings were a fantastic addition, as well as the symbiotic suit. The gameplay for that suit in particular, the way the PS5 controller made noises as well, like Venom noise. I was like, that is so good. This feels satisfying. Every punch felt visceral in that suit. So I loved that part. I will say, I platinumed this game, and it's the first game I've ever done that for. The only other game I can think of that I'm going to do it for, because we recently got it on PS5, is Baldur's Gate 3. But that's the only other game I can think of that I will actually platinum. I'm not a huge achievement hunter, but I finished Spider-Man 2's story, and I was like, I want to keep playing. So I did all the side stuff. I did all the extra collectibles and everything. Guys, do the spider bots. That's got a really cool Easter egg at the end. And I realized very quickly I had almost all the achievements. So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to keep playing until I have all the achievements and platinum this game. And I did, and I loved it. It was genuinely a really fun experience to play this game. Such a good superhero game. That's like, Spider-Man games are the level that superhero games should aim for. That and the Batman Arkham series, but in modern era, Spider-Man is like the pinnacle of superhero games. If we forget Batman Arkham series, because I know a bunch of people are going to go, what about Batman? I love Batman Arkham series, but that was, when did the last one come out? 2015? It's been a long time, guys. All right, number 6 on this list. Big surprise. Genuinely might be a surprise for a lot of you. It's EAFC 24. This is my guilty pleasure game, all right? This is my goddamn guilty pleasure. I played way too much FIFA 23, like over last year in 2022, especially with the Women's World Cup on. That sort of piqued my hype for football. I've been a big fan of football for a long time. I love Liverpool, so I'm glad they're top of the bloody table as I'm recording this video. But yeah, it's my guilty pleasure. I'll admit it. They don't change a whole lot every year, but I still play God knows how many hours of EAFC. It's just a chill game. I'll listen to a podcast or watch a video on the iPad and play FIFA or EAFC. Yeah, it's my guilty pleasure, all right? Say what you want. It's just, everyone's got to have a guilty pleasure game. This is mine, okay? I like football. I like football game. I play football game. That's how it works. I will say, something that is actually annoying me about EAFC 24 though, which I thought was going to be an upgrade from FIFA 23, the way they were talking about it, is the player career mode and the player agent. It sucks. I can't retain a club. I'll score 50 goals for Liverpool and they'll be like, we're not going to renew your contract. No renewing your contract. Go to Juventus and play in Syria. What? Excuse me? I'm your top player. Renew my contract. That's a little annoying. The objectives to hit contracts on player career mode are a bit ridiculous. But manage career mode's where it's at. I don't really go with the online. I've dabbled in it this year a little bit, but like I'm not good enough for online, guys, and it just makes me mad. So I'll stick to my manage career mode. I'll go every now and again to play a career mode when I can, sustain being a club hopper. But that, it's my guilty pleasure game, all right? The next few games on this list did not come out in 2023. However, I played these games for the first time last year, so that's why they made this list, because they were memorable, but of course they didn't come out in 2023, so I'm just going to preface that, okay? I played a few more 2023 games, but they didn't quite make the list. Stuff like Tears of the Kingdom, I didn't play enough of. I only played a few hours of that, so that's why Tears of the Kingdom won't make this list, because I just have not played enough. There's certain games I played last year, but just not enough, so that's why they didn't make this list. But first on the list of games that didn't come out in 2023 but I played for the first time is Hell Let Loose. I recently got into that. I'd say December, I reckon I played it for the first time, so pretty late in the year, but goddamn, what a game. That is genuinely one of the best military World War II games ever. The sound design in particular is immaculate. It's such a good sound design. The gameplay is a lot of fun, and whenever I'm feeling like a World War II shooter, Hell Let Loose is the go-to for sure. Especially playing with friends. It's a lot of fun. It can be quite a goofy game at times as well. Oh no, it's coming! So that just makes it even better, honestly. I know people will be like, oh, I want my serious military shooter. I'm a goofy guy, so I like goofy game. And Hell Let Loose has goofy moments. Like when a guy is running in front of you and artillery come down and his body parts go flying. Is that goofy? If it happened in real life, probably not. But in video game, it's pretty funny, haha. Next on the list is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yep, Tears of the Kingdom didn't make the list, but the last Legend of Zelda game did. The reason for that is because it took me 4 to 5 years to bloody complete this thing. I was up to the last mission. I didn't even realize when I reopened the game, because Tears of the Kingdom was coming out, I was like, I've got to finish Breath of the Wild before I get Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't realize how close I was to the end, and I'm slightly irritated that it took me that long to finish the game. I genuinely enjoyed Breath of the Wild a lot. It is a Legend of Zelda game that I genuinely really enjoyed. I think the last one that I enjoyed that I actually played was Twilight Princess before that. So yeah, Breath of the Wild was a breath of fresh air.
It's really not funny.
I will get to Tears of the Kingdom, I promise, but again, I just gotta find the time to sit down on my Switch and play that game. I will say though, I know a lot of people are on about the construction stuff and how you can make things in Tears of the Kingdom. Honestly, might be my least favorite aspect of that game. Controversial, oops. But yeah, genuinely enjoyed Breath of the Wild. Glad I finally finished it last year, and yeah. Onto Tears of the Kingdom, I guess. All right, the last game that didn't come out in 2023, but I played for the first time last year is It Takes Two. It took us so long to play It Takes Two. I've been playing that with my girlfriend recently, and we finally finished it, I'd say a week or two ago. And yeah, we really, really enjoyed it. It's such a good game. The level design in that is crazy. You can see why this game won Game of the Year when it came out, because genuinely it is so good. It's one of those few co-op games that genuinely is perfect. Like It Takes Two is a pretty perfect game. Like I said, the level design is nuts. It felt fresh. Every level felt fresh. Changing how the game mechanics works, each level was really cool. Changing the scenery where you are. It's just a clever idea to make you like these little toy people, and then you go to different parts of the house and you find bugs, and they're huge obviously because you're a little tiny toy, and then you find other toys that are alive. The Book of Love, best character in any video game, I reckon. He's just, what can I say? What a guy.
Collaboration! You understand?
It's really not funny.
A Book of Love, top tier guy. He should have won. He should have won Best Performer. If he didn't, he should have, because that guy that did Book of Love, crazy good.
You understand?
But yeah, we recently finished It Takes Two and really enjoyed it. Such a good game. Such a heartfelt story as well. And if you haven't played it, I highly recommend you play it. Find someone to play it with, because it is one of those games that if you can, please play it because it is so good. And finally, the last game on this list is my game of the year. I said that this list was in no particular order. However, this is my game of the year. It is top, and it's probably going to come as no surprise. It's Baldur's Gate 3. I already said that this is my new favorite game of all time, and I meant it. It is just so good. The story, the writing, the dialogue, the combat, just the limitless possibilities in that game for how you can complete a task, how the story unfolds, what you can do. I could not put that game down. When it came out, finally, I had owned it for years in early access. I was so keen for this, and it did not disappoint. When it fully came out, I could not put it down. I think my final hour count for my playthrough, my first playthrough, was around 80 to 90 hours, maybe, but I definitely missed a lot. So I've gone back and I'm thoroughly enjoying finding stuff that I haven't seen before. And I'm playing through with someone at the moment as well. I'm playing through with my girlfriend on the PS5. And let me tell you, on the PS5, it's just as good. But if you want to hear me ramble on about more Baldur's Gate 3, I already have 2 videos up on the channel. So go check those out if you want to hear more about my opinion on that game, because it is genuinely one of the most fulfilling games. Yeah, for it to top Dragon Age Origins, which has been my favorite game of all time since I first played it back in 2010, 2011. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So please go check it out. Please play Baldur's Gate 3 if you haven't. You've heard it from everyone else. Now you're hearing it from me. Go play the bloody game. And those are my top 10 games of 2023. Were there any that surprised you? Probably. I'm looking at you, EAFC24. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Please check out all the other videos that I've done on these games, because if you want to go more in depth, maybe you're thinking about playing them but haven't played them yet, I've got a few videos like Jedi Survivor, Diablo 4. I've got one on Final Fantasy XVI, Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, most of this list I have a video on. So if you want to hear more, go check those videos out. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite games of 2023 were, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.